guys, this is Mary. You're watching Cardz TV. It's time for card number 7 in the 12 Days of Christmas card series. And today's card is going to have a red card base. I've already cut this and scored and folded it. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we've got these two really cute papers from last year's Die Cuts with a View Christmas stack. This one is from last year's, and I don't know if you can see, but it's got red and green glitter on it. I think it's really cute. I just love that. And the red matches really well with this card base. This is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and adhere this down. And on top of that, we're going to add this green pattern paper. And this is from the Christmas mat stack from year before last. I'm going to show you guys how much Christmas paper I have one day. I've got tons of it. So I'm trying to use what I have before I find more and buy it. And it's really hard not to buy more Christmas paper because there's some really cute ones out there. But I need to use what I have, don't I? I'm trying to be more frugal. But I thought this went really well together. And down here in this bottom corner, I decided to use some stamping and heat embossing. And where's my stamps? I used the Cardz TV Home for Christmas stamp set, and I used Believe. And I just took a clear embossing pad and went ahead and put that on with my stamp, and then sprinkled on some Ranger, I think it's called Seafoam White embossing powder, heated it with a heat gun, and now it's raised just a little bit. I thought that turned out really well on this darker green paper. So we're going to go ahead and adhere these down, and then I'll show you what we're going to put on top. I think it's really cute. But we'll get these layers put on first. Now I'm just going to be using my glue runner. Okay, I've got my card base all put together, and I forgot to tell you this green pattern paper is 3 3/4 by 5. Now, on top of this, as usual, I pulled out elegant edges. I just can't seem to make a card without using elegant edges. It's just the most versatile cartridge. I just love it, and I do use it for almost every card. But what I decided to cut was a red mat and then another striped mat out of the elegant edges. And which shape did I use? The last one in the book on page 70, and it's called Design 2. I cut the oblong out of the striped paper, and then I cut the shadow out of the red, and I cut them at 4 inches. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this together. And this is going to go on 1 thickness of foam tape. So let's get these put together. Okay, I've got the 2 mats put together, and they're on some foam tape. And I'm going to go ahead and put these on. This is a very, very quick and easy card, but I think it packs a lot of punch with a lot of visual appeal because of the glitter and the stripes and the bright colors. I really like it. Let me hold it up to make sure I get it straight, because once you put it down with this really sticky foam tape, there is no getting it back up. I think that's straight. That looks good. Now, to finish off our card, we're going to do some flocking. So let me show you what we're going to be using. Now, none of this is stuck together yet, but because I have the word Believe heat embossed on here, I thought it went perfectly with this little Santa hat. So I got the Joys of the Season cartridge because I knew I wanted a Santa hat, and I really like the one in here. And you'll find that Santa hat on page 47. There it is right there. I've cut the background for the hat, this piece right here, out of red. And I cut this at 3 inches. And then for the little pom-pom on the end and the band, I used the white. And here's that right there. Very, very simple little hat. But we're going to add something to it that I think is going to make it just a little bit nicer. Also, we're going to add a little bit of holly and berries right down here. And you'll find that holly and berries on page 69. Here we go. And we just used red and green for this. Here's the holly and berries. I cut the holly right here. You hit shift and then holly. And I cut it out of green, so I'd have the green leaves. And I cut it at 1.5 inches. And then I hit shift again and came over here to layers, and I cut this out of red. But I'm only using just the 2 sprigs right there. I just snipped it off for the 2 sprigs of holly, and then I'm just using the 3 berries and not that swirl that goes with it. And that's just going to put a little bit more interest on this Santa hat. But first, we're going to do some flocking to the pom-pom and the fur trim that goes on Santa's hat. And we're going to be using a little Xyron Create-A sticker. This is the little X, as I call it. I have had this for ages. That's why mine is orange, which was the original color. And the ones you get now have glitter and bright, pretty colors, pinks and purples. But this one still works, so I'm still using it. And it still works great. And it's perfect for flocking and these little small pieces. And we're going to be using some Martha Stewart flocking powder, and this is called Swan because it's white. And this has a shaker top, so you can do it that way, or if you want to get more coverage quicker, you can just take the top off. But I'm going to go ahead and move the card base out of the way and the rest of my Santa hat, and get some scratch paper over here. And it's going to be harder for you to see this on this white paper, I know. So let me hold it up in my hand as long as I can. Now, we know the little band down here needs to go this way. You want to first determine which side you want your flocking on. So we know we want it on this side. And this is the side we want sticky, not the back side like we normally do. So when we put this in the little Xyron X, we're going to flip it over so it'll put the sticky on the underneath. So we'll go ahead and put the little pom-pom in, flip over the band and put that in, and make sure that I don't overlap them because we want to get good glue coverage. Let me go ahead and start pulling that through. And you can see there that is. And then we'll put this in. And they're both turned upside down. Normally I'd load up as many things as I could in here, but I want to make sure we get lots of glue on here because we don't want to have any gaps in our flocking. And then we want to go ahead and rub around this really well to make sure the glue is sticking. And then we're going to peel it apart. This is very simple. And this is sticky, let me tell you. See if I can stick it over there. And when we take it off, it's now sticky on the side that's going to be flipped up. And this is the side we're going to put the flocking on. So we'll go ahead and take those off and flip them over. And it's sticking to me, of course. Okay, now we're going to start shaking this on. And don't worry if a lot comes out. We're going to press this down to get complete, good coverage on here. And then we'll just take this piece of folded scratch paper and put what's left back inside the jar and be ready for next time. Now this may have some clumps in it, but it's easy to get them off. And we want it to look real soft and like the real fur on Santa's hat. I wish y'all could see this and feel it. It's so soft. And it looks just like fur trim now. I know you can't see it and you can't feel it, but trust me, it's there. And it makes it a little bit brighter white as well. Okay, let me get this cleaned up, and when we come back, we'll finish putting our little hat and card together. Okay, we're going to take some tweezers and a two-way glue pen and get this flocked trim on our Santa hat. I think that just makes all the difference in the looks of it. It adds some texture and dimension. And it's so soft and fluffy now. Now, I want to tuck this little piece of holly in Santa's band, or the band of his hat rather. But let me make sure I'm going to get this exactly the way I want it. So I'm going to play around with it just a little bit. Have to do some trial and error here, because I want to tuck that holly in before I adhere my little band down. The berries, I think, are going to go on top. So I think like that's probably good. So let's go ahead and adhere this down. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our flock side put down. We'll use the two-way glue pen for that as well. I just love what the flocking does for this. I wish y'all could feel it and see it. And I'll move that around a little bit. Now we'll put the berries on. And I think we're going to put the little hat on 2 thicknesses of foam tape. Get these berries on just right. Oh, cute. I love it. And we're going to put it kind of at a little angle. Let's get some foam tape on here. And we'll have our cute little Santa hat card done. There we go, guys. I think that turned out really cute. I just love that. Thanks so much for coming by today, guys, and I'll see you again soon with card number 8. Bye now.